Ah, I love that sound. Because it means it's time to relax. Alright, our current job is to take canned tuna from Bologna, Italy to Pescara, Italy. It's right down the calf, or I guess it'd be the inner knee of the boot of Italy. Right down the knee. It looked like on the map that it was a coastal road. However, it may have just been misleading the way it looked on the map. We'll see. We will see. But one thing's for sure is that this tuna needs to get there, and I'm the man to do it. So yeah, we just finished Portal. So time to relax. Yeah, obviously that was much shorter than Skyrim, much shorter, but I figured why not just make it a little bit of a tradition that whenever I finish something, we'll have a little relaxing session in between. So that's what we'll do from here on out. That was the first time I had played Portal in a good while. I have a lot more experience with Portal 2 than I do with Portal 1. Portal 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a game that I've played through from beginning to end. Gosh. I would say... Oh dear, we already hit something. I would say I've played through Portal 2 at least 10 times. Like, in the entire history of me in that game. I'd say probably around 10. Whereas Portal, I only think I've played through the first Portal. I think that might have been my third time ever playing through it. So, and it had been a while since the last time I'd done it, so I had forgotten a lot of the stuff that happens, and just in general, I'm a lot less experienced with that game than I am with Portal 2. They are very different games, though. Well, to a degree. Portal is very short, for one. Portal 2's at least twice the length of Portal 1. Maybe a little more. Portal 2, in my opinion, has much better dialogue. The only dialogue in Portal 1 is GLaDOS. GLaDOS. She's the only one who speaks. Your playable character in the Portal series, Chell, she's mute, so she never talks. I don't think she's mute as in like she has some kind of disability. I think she might just be mute as in she doesn't choose to speak. Who knows? But so in Portal 1, the only person who talks is GLaDOS, whereas in Portal 2, you get a lot of great dialogue from a lot of very memorable characters. So many quotes that I love are in that game, and I'm excited to play through it again. That'll be the next thing on the agenda. Yeah, I haven't actually played Portal 2 in quite a while, so it'll be a nice return to form. Actually, the last time I played it, I did a pseudo speed run of it. I put a timer. I started a timer on my phone, and I started the timer as soon as the beginning of the game started, and I tried to play through it as quickly as possible. I don't remember how long it ended up taking. I had a screenshot of the let's go high beams. Oh, okay, no high beams. I had a screenshot of the timer, what it ended on, but it was on my old phone, and I don't remember what it was. So it was pretty quick. I think it was like, I don't know. I'm not gonna guess because I'm just gonna get it wrong. But I was very pleased with it when I did it. but I'll try not to rush through when I play it the next time. It's hard though, because those games are, the length of it is very dependent on how well you perform in the puzzles. And since I've played through Portal 2 so many times, I have pretty much the general solutions to all the puzzles memorized. It's just like muscle memory at this point. I see a room, I know what to do. So, although I'm not trying to rush, it'll still end up being faster than someone who's never played it before. I'd say significantly so. And it's the same thing for Portal 1. This last time that I just played through it, it took almost exactly an hour and a half for me to complete it. And I'd be willing to bet that someone who had never played it before, never seen it before, just played it for the first time, it would take them a bit longer, probably at least 2 hours. But who knows? So yeah, all this, the point of me saying all this is that I'm not going to intentionally try to rush through Portal 2 like I did the last time I played it to try and get a fast time. But keep in mind that I've played through it so many times. I know all the tests, puzzles. That's the word. I know all the puzzles. So it will end up being faster than normal, we'll just say. But I won't let it be fast to the point where it's at the expense of the story. The story always comes first. The last time I played it and I was rushing, trying to do it as fast as I could, I missed out on so much great dialogue because I was just moving quickly through and people were talking. And when you get to a certain point, it's like a trigger for them to start talking again. So if they're already saying something and then you're like rushing through and you get to the next point before they finish what they were previously saying, it cuts it off and they start... I missed so much great dialogue. It was painful for me to do that, but I really wanted to see how fast I could do it. So, but guaranteed, next time, all the dialogue will be fully listened to and enjoyed because it's brilliant. That game holds a special place in my heart, that's for sure. I think that was probably the first game I ever played that I really, it really struck a chord with me. Something about it, I don't know. Yeah. I'm trying to remember when that game came out. 2012? Maybe? 11, 12, something like that. Portal 1 came out in 2007. So I think Portal 2 was 2012. 2011 or 2012, one of those two. And I remember I got it. I can't remember if I pre-ordered it or not, but I remember I got it, right when it first came out. Put it in, played through it. Absolutely loved it. And I'm sure that it took me forever the first time I played it because, not only it being my first time ever playing through it, but I was also really young. And a lot of times what happens is I'll remember something being really hard, like a game that I played when I was really young, and I'll remember something about it being super difficult, and then I'll go back and try it now, and it just wasn't as hard as I remember. But also, well, I mean, that's kind of obvious. The younger you are, generally speaking, exceptions do apply, but the worse you're going to be at games like that. First person games that you have to aim and have precise timing and things like that, things that require logic and reflexes and timing and whatnot. It's the same way with Call of Duty. When I was first started playing Call of Duty, when did I really get into it? Probably around the same time, 2011, 12, 13. Actually, even earlier than that, because Call of Duty Black Ops 1 came out in 2010. Right? I think. Yeah. That's crazy to think about. So yeah, back when I originally got into Call of Duty, man, I was so bad. I remember somewhat recently, I went back into my Black Ops 1 account, and I looked into my stats, and my kill-death ratio, I think, if I can remember right, it was somewhat recently, I think I can remember, my kill-death ratio was 0.54, which is really bad. To put that in comparison, my average, ish, I'm still not great at Call of Duty, but my average-ish KD ratio in Call of Duty now is around 1.5. Some games it's higher, some it's lower, but normally 1.5 is around average. So just going from 0.54 KD, which, if you're unfamiliar with what a KD ratio is, basically it's your kills divided by your deaths. So if your KD ratio is 1.0, that means you have the exact same amount of kills as you do deaths. They call that going neutral, or going even. If your KD is above 1, you have more kills than you have deaths. If it's below 1, you have less kills than you have deaths. My KD was 0.54. 0.5, a KD of 0.50 would mean that your deaths are double your kills. So I wasn't doing great. A good, the KD ratio of someone who would be considered a good player, an exceptional player at Call of Duty, is probably around the 3.0 category. That's normally what's generally labeled as, he's a really good player. Where I'm at, it's probably about average, 1.5. That's probably not. Just completely lost my train of thought. That's probably about average, 1.5. But man, what? I don't know how I got on that crazy tangent. Oh, do you know what's funny though? You know what's funny? When I did go back and look at that, at my stats to see what my KD was, and I saw that it was 0.54. I also saw that, well, first of all, I was 4th prestige, and I probably had, I don't remember exactly, but I would say I had, trying to give like a conservative guess, I think it was probably around like 15 days played. 15 days played. That's insane. For me, at least. Especially considering how bad I was. Like, nowadays, if I'm bad at a game to the point where I'm getting a .54 KD, I probably won't even play it for 15 minutes, let alone 15 days. 15 days total playtime. That's insane. Just for old time's sake, when I did go into that account and I looked at all those stats, I went ahead and prestiged, because I was at the top of 4th prestige, so I went ahead and prestige into 5th just for fun, and I played a few rounds just to see if you know, I could do any better than .54. And man, the community on that game is really, like, it's old school Call of Duty goodness, like how I remember it. You know, there were people talking in game chat, arguing, cussing at each other, and I was just sitting there soaking it all in, listening to it. And that game still has a pretty, like, substantial player base, like, even today. Normally, Call of Duty games, you know, a year or two after they come out, and there's no one playing them anymore. But that game in particular has a large number of players who are still on it. Modern Warfare 2 is similar as well. It has a lot of players. It's very unfortunate that World at War and COD 4 and a lot of the really early ones, their player base is almost non-existent. But you know, things change, time passes. €73 toll. We haven't gotten a single fine on this trip. That's amazing. So yeah, if you haven't noticed already, we're 22 minutes away. So this was a much shorter journey than last time, but Portal was much shorter than Skyrim, so I think it works. I think it evens itself out. It's a shame it was all during the nighttime. We didn't get to see any of the Italian countryside. That's a shame. It's 2:30 a.m. right now. No Italian countryside for us. That is a darn shame. Freaking roundabouts. Hopefully the next one we do, it'll be during the daytime. We can go somewhere scenic and look at the view. This game actually has the potential to look really good. You know, if you're like in the right area, you know, on a road next to a lake, and you just happen to catch the sunrise just perfect as it's like coming over a crest and it's reflecting on the water, or something, you know, something like that. Just something where everything lines up right with the lighting and the location. This game has the potential to look downright gorgeous. I've taken several screenshots of just like amazing scenery that I've seen in this game. So hopefully we see some of that in the future with this, and it's not all in the nighttime like this one was. But you know, it can't be daytime all the time. The moon's got to have a chance to come out and play just like the sun does. So, you know, no hard feelings. This is our spot. Come on, open the gate. Watch the trailer. Oh, okay, we got it. Let's play it safe. How am I supposed to... Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, easy, easy, easy. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, 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 oh. Chill. Oh dear. Alright, yeah. Let's, oh goodness. Alright. No, 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 wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. Okay. We need to come more out this way. Watch it. Watch it. There. Straighten it up. Pull through. Oh, look at that. Expertly done. €6,000. Quite happy with that. Quite happy with that indeed.